Ramadan, the month of mercy and noble Quran. Welcome Ramadan.
First, in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most just, the most kind, the most compassionate, the most merciful. And I send my peace and blessings on the beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers and sisters, Jazakallah khairan for joining us back here on Ramadan TV, inshallah. We are joined by a beautiful charity organisation called Ethar Relief, and they are raising £45,000 for a well, which is so important because water is something that we can't go without, subhanallah. Please, before I go on about this, inshallah, please do call in on 0207 908 7285. Call us in, inshallah. Let's talk about this, inshallah, because before, inshallah, we went for iftar break. A brother called in and he said the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the ummah is like one body, and we have to help each other. Like if I had a headache, what would I do? I'd get a paracetamol and I'd try to cure that headache. And we have to cure each area which is ill of the ummah, inshallah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us, inshallah.
SubhanAllah, we opened our, mashallah, we all opened our fasts, mashallah, tabarakallah. We ask Allah that He accepts this fast that we just did for Him, subhanAllah. And we had, subhanAllah, a nice bottle of water, subhanAllah, something that's so cold you take for granted. And then, subhanAllah, imagine if we pick this up. I just want to think for a moment that if I had to drink this, or I had to taste this, what would really go through my head? Would I want to drink this? I think not. I'd much rather have something which is clean, right? For just £3 for one person, and there's 15,000 people, you can give them access, not to this, but to something like this. For £30, you can help 10 people get access to water, bi'idhnillah, for life. £100 or £300, sorry, that will give access to 100 people. Or £3,000 will give access to clean water to 1,000 people. And this is to drink, this is to cook with, this is to clean with, this is to bathe with. And this is, subhanallah, is to make wudu with. Imagine they're going to make wudu. And as the sins drop from them, bi'idhnillah, maybe your sins are dropping off from the water. And imagine as they're going to pray, the deeds will then be on your shoulders, will be on your scale of good deeds. Because you did something that enabled them to worship Allah Azza wa Jal. You ease their pain when they called. And it's your opportunity to do that. For just £30, a one-off payment, or £300, or £3,000, you can make a difference to somebody's life for the rest of their life. Call in on 0121 309 2030 bidnillah, and make a difference. Change this for this. This is all we're asking you. Something simple, something pure that they can drink and they can taste and they can smile about. I want you to be a part of that. I want you to change, subhanAllah, somebody's life today. So please do call in and join us and give us your comments, bi'idhnillah.
Do you know, my brother, what breaks my heart, subhanAllah, is that this water, brothers and sisters who are going to look for water, like our brother Sayyid Ibrahim said, they're looking for water and it's hit and miss, and they find water like this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive me. I would not even make wudu with this.
SubhanAllah.
And brothers and sisters have to drink this. Let's just put that into context. We're not trying to put you in a guilt trip, my brothers and sisters, honestly. We're asking you to earn easy reward. My brother Sayyid Ibrahim, what was the reward you said? That if we give in this month, what do we get? What is the reward?
SubhanAllah, it was mentioned by scholars that the Prophet ﷺ said,
Sallallahu
in this
alayhi wa
month,
sallam.
everything we do is multiplied by 70 times and more.
SubhanAllah.
SubhanAllah.
SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah. So please, my brothers and sisters, if you don't want to call in the studio, please just call the donation line on 0121 309 0230, please. Give whatever you can, inshallah, because everything you give, it will multiply by 70, inshallah. And that's what we're working for. You know, I say about Jannah, I say it's the best real estate in the world, subhanAllah. And we're working for that, inshallah. And this is the opportunity we have. We're in this month of mercy. Subhanallah, when the Quran was revealed, alhamdulillah, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please, my brothers and sisters, I'm going to pass it on to our beloved brothers here who can explain a little bit more of why they're raising the money, who are they raising the money for, inshallah. So please, my brothers, if you can give a little brief.
Jazakallah khair. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we're raising £45,000 to build well water in one of the refugee camps that we have, many of them, about 14 refugee camps in East Sudan. This one in particular is called As-Saqta refugee camps. It has around 15,000 refugees. They've been struggling for the last 40 years and more. And inshallah, by building this deep well, that will not only last for a year or two, but it will be with maintenance for life. So inshallah, whatever you donate tonight, inshallah ta'ala, that will be sadaqah jariyah for yourself, on behalf of your parents, on behalf of your beloved who passed away, who are still around you. Inshallah, you make dua for them. And this sadaqah jariyah, inshallah, will last forever. Inshallah. Because this world can last forever, inshallah ta'ala.
Inshallah. We've got another young man sitting next to us, mashallah.
We actually have a call, subhanAllah.
Allah Akbar, bismillah, please.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu
Assalamu.
What would you like to say, my dear brother?
It's Azim, Omar.
Say that again, my brother.
It's Azim.
Azim.
Azim?
Azim Kidwai.
Yes, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, brother. How you doing?
You well?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine, thank you.
You're looking very good on TV, bro.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. How much are you going to donate, inshallah?
I want to donate £600.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
Speaker Saeed?
Allahu Akbar. Yes.
Saeed, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine, brother Azim. MashaAllah.
Jazakallah khair for all the excellent work you're doing.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair for sharing it on Ramadan TV. Ramadan TV likes to see good charities, and MashaAllah, people like yourself, good people like yourself is always good to see on here. Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khair, ya akhi. Barakallah feek.
Jazakallah, brother.
We'll see you soon, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum.
So mashallah, inshallah, that was mashallah brother Azim, inshallah, from Bradford. So he's inshallah going to contact another 300 people, not another 10, mashallah, because he's quite well known. So he needs to get sending all those text messages and WhatsApp, get as many people calling him from Bradford, Manchester, Glasgow, Dublin, wherever they are in the world, people from within London. Please do call in on 0207 908 7285, and the all-important number, the donation hotline, is 0121 903 0230, inshallah. Please call in. Just £30 can save 10 people. That can give them the ability to wash, to think, to make wudu. And for the children who then have to spend 2 or 3 hours collecting water, they can go to school, subhanAllah, and get an education. So they can break this perpetual cycle of, subhanAllah, poverty and getting water, getting the water, giving it to family, and then going and getting more water. So helping this great cause, subhanAllah.
SubhanAllah, you know the thing is that this is, when sometimes we talk, right, it's just we hear it, but when we visualize, and I just keep looking at this, because my brothers and sisters, that water right there, I'm pretty much saying 100% of us opened our fast with this one, but there's brothers and sisters out there who have no option but to open it with this. And all we're asking, inshallah, even if you give £30, it's going to help 10 people. Imagine Imagine that. Then 10 people are going to make dua, they're going to make wudu, everything they're going to be getting, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to remember. Because, my brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remembers everything we do. Every good deed, every good action we do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts it on our record, subhanAllah. So please, 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 call in. I always say, don't worry about talking to us, subhanAllah. We want you to call in and talk to us, but the donation line is the most important, please. So call 0121 309 0230, inshallah. Please, please call in on 027 908 7285, and let's talk about this, inshallah, because we have to talk about it, subhanAllah.
MashaAllah. We've got, just before the call, I was going to say, we've got another young gentleman here to our left, mashallah, tabarakallah. So without further ado, you can tell us maybe your name, bi'idhnillah, and what's your relationship with Ethar, and why is you here today?
Right, Bismillah, wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man walah. My name is Mu'tasim al-Sa'ir, and I've been part of Ethar Relief for nearly 4 years now, alhamdulillah. Just a core volunteer I am. I've been just doing the admin stuff and so on, but then the really life-changing experience happened when I actually went to the refugee camps a couple of months ago with the charity crew, inshallah. What I've seen was completely beyond my expectations. SubhanAllah, I've been part of this charity and I've only been looking at pictures, and I've been reading text about the refugees and how they struggle. And I thought I know the issue. I thought that, okay, I've been in this charity for 3 years, and I've been reading enough about these refugees. I've been seeing enough pictures about those refugees. But once I got there, subhanAllah, that completely changed. It was completely beyond my expectations, subhanAllah.
In a positive or like a negative way, or?
In both, actually. The level of poverty that I've seen was beyond my expectations, but then what even surprised me more is the way they dealt with the poverty. SubhanAllah, when you talk to one of them, when they speak to you, it sounds like the world is fine to them, and they would never tell you the problem. They would never tell you their problems. And Brother Sajjad and Brother Azim, part of Charity Right, they've been to those refugee camps before, and they can confirm that if you go to one of the refugees and ask them about their problem, they would not tell you. They would say everything is fine, subhanAllah, alhamdulillah. And when you enter one of their homes, the hospitality that they give you, it's like, subhanAllah, they live in a castle. They give you everything, even though they have nothing, subhanAllah. When we went, we entered the home. I call it home. It's a hut of an elderly sister, subhanAllah, and she had literally nothing she had. But as soon as we entered, she took a handmade brush and started sweeping the floor for us. It's like, subhanAllah, it's like the dignity and the respect. They might not be rich when it comes to the materialistic things, but they are rich in character, they are rich in dignity. And that's when I really realized that, okay, they will never tell us their problems, which is why we are here. We're trying to push this issue in a way that the media failed to push, and try to get as many people as possible to get involved in alleviating the suffering of those refugees in East Sudan, subhanAllah. And one of the big problems that I've seen when I was there is water, subhanAllah. Because water is, when you solve water, you solve a lot of other problems with it as well, subhanAllah. I've seen a lot of the amount of illnesses that we've seen in the refugee camps are huge, and there are illnesses that we've not seen in the UK because they are all exposed to water that looks like this rather than that. And I believe that by investing in water, you're automatically investing in their health, and especially the children. When I talk about the refugees and when I relate it to water, I especially tend to talk about the children, because I realized that a kid in the refugee camps is way more mature than a kid here in the UK or any other European country. And when I was there, I've seen kids that provide for their family, that get the cows, the animals, they milk it. They do everything in order to keep life running, inshallah, for their families. But if that kid is ill, the whole family would be affected. So by investing in water, by investing in clean water and ensuring that the kid's health is fine, you automatically ensure that the family of that kid is fine. Because know that once you cure that kid, he is not going to just play around. He is actually going to provide for his family. He's going to support them in every means, in any means. And this is just one of the many issues that that water opens gates to.
Yes,
We have a caller.
Yeah, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Hi, how old are you? What's your name and how old are you?
I'm 11 years old and my name is Umar.
Mashallah. Can you say that a bit louder for us?
My name is Umar and I'm 11 years old.
Okay, mashallah. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Penna Harrow.
Penna from Harrow. Okay, mashallah. That's my neck of the woods, mashallah. So how are you going to help us, inshallah, today?
I would like to donate £60 for clean water.
Allahu Akbar, £60. So that means, subhanallah, that 20 people will have access to clean water now. They'll be able to drink water like this, mashallah. So is there anything you'd like to say to all of the viewers that are watching?
I would like to say to donate and help the people who don't have clean water, because we have clean water every day and we take it for granted.
Subhanallah.
Yes. Subhanallah.
Jazakallah khair. Can I ask you to do one small favor, please?
Okay.
Can you go to your mum and your dad and your aunties and your uncles and say, look, there's something that I want to do. I want to do it really, really badly. I want to get to Jannah, but for me to get to Jannah, I need to help 1,000 people. Can you help me raise £3,000?
Okay.
Yeah? So you need to ask all your family and friends and say, look, uncle, I need you to give me £100. I need to save some people. They need some clean water. Or,
Mom, I want to donate £100.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Straight to action.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. May Allah bless you, inshaAllah. And may Allah bless your family. Please ask your parents to call, or you call the donation hotline. The number is just below us here. It's 0121 309 2030. Inshallah, make sure you do that for me, okay?
Okay.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Salam.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
It's beautiful, isn't it, that we find that the youth, alhamdulillah, calling.
Alhamdulillah,
Yes, there's something that she said, subhanAllah, which I completely agree. She said we're taking things for granted, which is something that I deeply realized when I've been to the refugee camp, subhanAllah. Again, it was beyond my expectations. When I went there, when I arrived, I realized that me living in countries like those, I have no reason to be sad, subhanAllah. It's just... It made me realize how important it is for me to be part of Ethar Relief, and how important it is for each of our viewers, inshallah, to contribute to this cause and alleviate the suffering by investing into the things that really matter, such as clean water, things that we have access to on a daily basis but tend to take for granted, subhanAllah.
SubhanAllah, we could just see some images on the screen, SubhanAllah, of I believe from your trip.
Yes.
Maybe you just want to talk over some of the experiences, some of the people that we're seeing, and the youngsters, and mashallah, the happy faces that we could see, mashallah, the nur from these people.
Yeah. SubhanAllah, when you look at those environments and you look at the smiles of the people, you can't really build a match. It doesn't match.
You wouldn't think that's maybe a refugee camp.
Exactly. SubhanAllah, like, you go there, but I know for sure that there's a lot of poverty and there's a lot of struggle that is hidden behind each of those smiles, and each of them just welcomed you with a brightened face, subhanAllah, and the way they treated you. And those kids, subhanAllah, we went to the school, and it was their day off, but in order to welcome us, all the students came back to school, sat in their classroom, and then just expected our arrival. So we didn't know that. We went there, we thought, subhanAllah, it's just a regular day, a regular school day, until some of them said to me that it's actually their day off. And there was no absence. They were all there, subhanAllah. It shows you the purity of their heart, and how hospitable they are, subhanAllah. When
we have a caller, alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. My name is Haris Khan. I'm calling from Oldham.
MashaAllah. Calling from where?
Oldham.
Oldham, MashaAllah. All the way from Oldham, MashaAllah. And you said your name was Harith?
Yes.
MashaAllah. So young Harith, how are you going to help us this evening, inshallah? How are you going to help those people that we can see on the screen?
I want to donate £60.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. £60. There's two things I need you to do, Harith. Do you know what they are?
What?
The first is I need you to call the number. Can you see the number at the bottom here? It's just over this way.
Yeah.
The one that says 0121 903 2030. You need to pick that up once we finish our conversation, and then you need to get your parents or yourself, if you've got a card, a debit card, that you can make the donation, inshallah. And then the second thing is I need you to go to your parents. I need you to go to your uncles and aunties, your mummus, your chache, whoever. I need you to say to them, look, I need to raise £3,000. I want to help 1,000 people have this water and not this water.
Yeah.
Yeah? So go up to them as quick as you can, ask them to text, call, whatever you can, and try to say, look, I want to help 1,000 people. I want to make them drink nice water like I drink.
Yep.
Can we do that?
Yeah, I've got a question for Marisa.
Go on.
Yes.
Do you remember me from the Little Explorer?
Of course I do. You're the one who sang "Hello, is anybody out there?" Right? My Jannah Nasheed.
Yeah.
Allah Akbar.
So maybe how you can give us a small sample. Go on.
Bismillah.
Okay. Hello, is anybody out there? Can you hear me calling? I call you to the truth of Islam. Yes, and nothing.
MashaAllah. That was very, very good. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Alhamdulillah, it was really good, MashaAllah.
I think I'm worried, Haris is going to take my job.
Well, MashaAllah, MashaAllah. This is really good. Harith, please make sure you pick up the donation hotline. You pick up the phone and call the donation hotline. Get your parents involved. Ask your parents maybe if they can top that up to £100, and there's maybe 33 people that we can secure that water for, inshallah, okay? Alhamdulillah, Jazakallah khair. So that's 01213092030, brothers and sisters. Look, we're getting so many young people calling in, subhanAllah, and it's so refreshing that we're getting young people calling in because they want fellow young people who we can see in these images. Wallahi, when I saw this first, I didn't think this was a refugee camp. And I've had the opportunity to see many different people in destitute places. But wallahi, this I didn't think until I had to see there was an old man lying just on some, subhanAllah, dirt. Very skinny, very fragile. And then subhanAllah, Brother Mutassim was saying that, look, this is where we went and we experienced it. But these people, subhanAllah, there's something that they lack. And only, wallahi, when you go there, you can really see what they lack in material. Wallahi, they have an abundance in terms of iman and character. Because they offered everything to the volunteers that went there, yet they had nothing. Even if that meant just sweeping the floor for them. The children came to school on their day off. Now I'll ask any 11-year-old, maybe Harith, would you go to school on your day off to welcome somebody? I don't think so. But subhanAllah, these people have something about them. And we have something that Allah Azza wa Jal has blessed us with, and He hasn't blessed them. But first and foremost, I ask Allah that He blesses us with their character. Then the second, that Allah allows us and He blesses us to depart with our money to help them. Wallahi, we're only helping ourselves. If we're giving, we're only pouring out with the water, the fire, which we created with our sins. And we need you guys, wallahi, to come forward. Please, please. I really urge you guys to come forward. I want to change their lives from this that you can see, which they drink. And this is not a joke. Yes, we made this as a replica, but they actually do drink this. We want to give them this. That exchange is not a big thing. But to them, it's the difference of life and death, subhanAllah. It makes a massive difference. And maybe brothers, you can tell us, subhanAllah, really that difference. You guys have seen it firsthand. Is the difference really between the two?
No. To be honest with you, I've actually seen worse water than this one.
So this is technically clean?
This is technically clean to some of them, actually. I've actually been there, and the water that they collect from some places is just, as you said, you wouldn't make wudu with it. I wouldn't make wudu with it, subhanAllah. And it is a huge investment if you donate towards a water well, because one of the other things that I've seen there as well was a mosque that did not have any wudu facility, and the amount of people that prayed in that mosque is huge, subhanAllah. I mean, the mosque gets packed at the time of Fajr, when they pray Fajr Jama'ah. It's not like, may Allah protect us all, may Allah guide us to the right path. But when Fajr takes place in one of the mosques here in the UK, you see like 3-4 lines maybe packed, and the entire masjid is empty. Whereas if you go to the refugee camps, subhanAllah, at Fajr time, I was told that the whole mosque is packed, and they find their ways to make wudu, subhanAllah. But then if we solve the water issue, then a lot of people will be able to wash their faces, hands, and all the body parts that need to be washed as part of the wudu with the clean water that you have provided them with after the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it will be heavy, very heavy on your scale on the Day of Judgment, subhanAllah.
SubhanAllah. So,
can I please share with you a story, subhanAllah. I haven't said this to anyone, probably only me and my family knows that. But back in 77, when the war in Eritrea became worse and worse, we have to immigrate from Eritrea to Sudan. And I was in the refugee camp myself for about 3 weeks before actually moved to the town. That journey from Eritrea to the refugee camp took us about 6 weeks. And we were moving from one town to another, where every town when we enter there was a worse war than the previous town, so you have to evacuate and run. In one of the places, when we reached, for 2-3 days there was no clean water. And wallahi, my mum, she asked me to promise not to tell anyone. At that time I was only about 7 or 8 years old. She took me with her to a lake, and then she collected this water. It was darker than this. She has to use her veil, wallahi. She has to use her veil to filter the water several times. And then when she took the water back, she said to me, Saeed, you don't talk. Don't tell the people back there what was the color of the water, because it became a little better. And subhanallah, when I remember this, I say to myself, subhanallah, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I only suffered for a few weeks. But you think about it, some people, they are in that kind of situation for 40 years. Subhanallah, 40 years. And to think an old man, unable, they can see their children dying because of this. Sometimes you see an infant dying because of this. Wallahi. No other reasons but the lack of clean water, wallahi al-azim. And it happened every day. And even the worst situation, sometime in time when winter in Sudan, it become mud. There is no access to the town. For 2-3 months, those refugee camps, they are completely disconnected. They are completely disconnected. They have to wait until the land dry, and then the Land Rover can travel again. Any little disease is there, wallahi al-azim, no one to rescue, subhanAllah. You make dua, of course, may Allah Azza wa Jal accept them. But it's a test, it's an ultimate test for those people, wallahi. Sometimes it's a matter of sipping clean water that you revive again and you feel better. Wallahi, just clean water. We run to the refrigerator, and you open it, you drink water with a bit of tablets, and you are back. And subhanallah, when you look at all the blessing that we have, and subhanallah, one day, I've got 4 children now, alhamdulillah. The youngest, my second child, he was ill once, and we called the hospital. And the time the ambulance took to come to my house, it was about, exactly I remember, about 7 minutes. They sent a motorbike ambulance, 7 minutes. Wallahi, at that time I cried, and I said to myself, subhanAllah, I imagine myself sitting in those refugee camps, and my son is sick and dying. What do you do? Who do you call? What kind of situation is this? Subhanallah, it's an ultimate test. Those people, they are facing the test every day. And alhamdulillah, we live in a blessing. As you said earlier, subhanallah, you break your fast with this clean water, and you take it for granted. You wake up in the morning, your children, you're hugging them, and you go and you make a wudu with this beautiful water. If it is cold, you've got this warm water. If it is warm, you've got this cold water. Subhanallah, this is a blessing. And just to say thank you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to show our appreciation, the least we can do is we remember those who are in need. We remember those who are in need, wallahi. This is the least we can do. Imagine if the Prophet ﷺ told us about the story of a woman who entered the Jannah because of a dog. We all know that story, subhanallah. That woman wasn't a good woman. By our standards, she doesn't deserve Jannah. That's by our standards, subhanallah. She doesn't deserve Jannah. She was doing in her life whatever she wants, away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one day she went to that well, drank water for herself. As she was coming out, she saw this dog, needed some water. What she did, she took her shoes, get some water, and gave it to the dog. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with His mercy, looked at this woman, because she's got something in her heart. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave this woman, despite everything she's done in her life. And she entered the Jannah, subhanallah. Imagine all the brothers and sisters who are going to Quran, who are going to the masjid, when they get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by giving this little money to save those children from drinking this dirty water. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us. I just wanted to share, wallahi. Sorry, ma'am, and subhanallah, this is a secret I kept for a little while, but I did taste this water, wallahi, myself. Subhanallah.
We ask Allah to make it easy for all of the Muslims, wherever they are. And subhanallah, wallahi, I often say to everybody when we speak that the reality of the test is really for us. Because we looked at the situation of those brothers, and we saw the pictures, right? But they've got some contentment in their heart. Yet we're here, we don't have contentment. And how many of us actually only drink bottled water? I want us to think about this for a second. I'm a bit of an eco-warrior at heart, really, so I don't really like utilising plastic bottles too often. But how often do we drink bottled water? Yet we have perfectly fine water coming from our taps, hot and cold. And if you've got a combi tap, then you've got both. You can get lukewarm water. That 50p, that pound 50 you spend, just for 6 weeks, if you're to save that, 10 people, wallahi, 10 people can have access to clean water for the rest of their lives. I'm still waiting and I'm still wanting, bi'idhnillah, one person to call up and say, do you know what? I'm going to take this challenge on and I'm going to raise £45,000. Because if you can do that and you are that person, that 15,000 people on the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah will stand behind you and say, Ya Allah, He made this possible. Sure. And for the rest of you people, and I'm looking for maybe about 10 people to come forward and say, look, you know what? I'm going to take this challenge, I'm going to raise 3k. I'm going to raise 3,000 people and I'm going to help 1,000 people. Just a £3,000, this is £3 a person. Go and get 100 people, I'll ask 100 people to donate £100. And subhanAllah, how much money do you have there? You've got a lot of money. That's 10k, subhanAllah. 100 people at £100 is 10k. And subhanAllah, that's over 3,000 people you'll be able to help get clean water. We need some people to start calling up, making these ambitious plans. Because we know, like the companions, they had ambitious plans and look where they got. And they say in that statement, if you aim for the stars and you don't reach them, you'll still be in the heavens, you'll still be in the sky. So let's aim to make 2 of these worlds, 45,000, 30,000 people. And our aim shouldn't be that we only make 1, bi'idhnillah. We ask Allah that He allows us to make 2 and help these people. You've had first-hand experience from 2 people. One brother who was in that situation where his mother had to go through that difficulty. SubhanAllah, and he wanted to share that with you. Maybe he may go home and he may be in trouble with his mother, so we ask his mother to take it easy on him. But he wanted to give you something, a taste from his heart of what happened. And then we've got another young brother who was raised here, he lives in the UK, he went there. And wallahi, it seems to me that he's become a changed man. He's seen what it means to have clean water. 0121 903 2030. 0121 903 2030. You need to pick up the phone and make the difference. I need you to give one of these to one of those 10,000 people.
We have a call in.
Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
What would you like to say, my dear brother?
How are you guys doing?
Alhamdulillah, tabarakallah, mashallah.
MashaAllah. Umar, it's great to see you on TV, bro. MashaAllah.
Where's my brother Sarge? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. And mashallah, you have another beautiful brother from Harrow, mashallah, next to you.
MashaAllah, jazakallah khair.
That's mine, you well?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, jazakallah khair, bro. Alhamdulillah.
And then 2 awesome guys on the right hand side, mashallah.
MashaAllah, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Okay, so I saw Azim come on earlier and donate £600.
Yeah.
So I thought I couldn't stay behind, but subhanAllah, Allah maybe blessed Azim with a little bit more wealth than He has for me. So I did what I've been asking people to do since Ramadan started, which is text your friends and see where that takes you. Right? So here's what I did. And I guess I'm sharing this so it's some encouragement for anybody out there now who's watching this moment in time and thinking, what the hell, how am I supposed to do this? So I sent a text message out to just 10 people, asking them that I was trying to give clean water to 100 people. Just to 100 people, and it's cost £300, and I'd like you to donate £50. And I wrote a personal message to just 10 people. So alhamdulillah, from 10 people, I'm pleased to report that not all of them have replied yet, but we've managed to get £750.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
I live in poor old Bradford, where there's not a lot of wealth around, alhamdulillah, but these people are just regular people who thought, yeah, I could take part. £50 doesn't sound like a lot of cash, and some people gave more. But somehow this really just sums up, what Ramadan is all about. Make a good intention. If you have a fantastic project here, subhanAllah, these are the brothers that we work with, from charity, right? We work with the Ethar relief on the ground in Sudan. And subhanAllah, everywhere we go where we want to give food, we see the the great water projects these guys are doing, subhanallah, and the difference it actually makes. Like one of the places we went to literally is the only water source on the camp. Like there's nothing else there. Those people, if it wasn't for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and then Ethar, who were on the ground actually digging those wells, there would be no water in the camp. And subhanallah, you know, when you don't have food, you don't have, you know, medical supplies, and you don't have any of those other things that we take for granted, then water, subhanallah, is such a blessing, you know, and you just can't underestimate, you know, you just can't put this into words, like what water means to these people. Food and water is just everything. And these brothers, mashallah, if anybody's watching now and thinking, you know, I've not heard of Ethar Relief, subhanallah, they're an organization which has been going for many years now, subhanallah, and the beauty of, and the thing I really like is a lot of these brothers and sisters, they're ex-refugees themselves. So Abu Sulaiman Sultan, who's based in Birmingham, he himself is a refugee. He's been through the whole process. He was an Eritrean refugee in Sudan, in the refugee camps, and has made his way out, and now has gone back to help those people. And you know, when you ask about sincerity, these are the people who are, you know, they've devoted their lives now back to make sure that they can serve those people that they once part of. So brothers and sisters, do something simple, just text your friends, you know, and see how that goes. So what's the worst that could happen, right? What's the worst that could happen, inshallah? So that's my message, and you've got, I guess, half an hour before you go to Tarawih, or maybe a bit less, depending on where you are. I'm sure in that time you could do it. I mean, it was only 20 minutes ago that Azim rang up, so it's taking me 20.
Jazakallah khair.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Alhamdulillah, we've got another caller. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam. Sheikh, you're just going to have to speak up slightly louder for us, inshallah.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, brother. My name is Nasser from Birmingham.
MashaAllah.
I'm myself also from Eritrean origin, and I used to be a refugee myself.
Subhanallah.
So I would like to thank first of all the Ramadan TV management and Ethar Relief for this noble cause. Jazakumullah khairan. These refugees have been suffering for over 50 years.
Yep.
And nobody knows about them. Unfortunately, the media coverage is about other issues. But alhamdulillah, Ramadan TV has come on board to support our Eritrean refugees, and in support of that, inshallah, we'll donate £50, inshallah.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. We have another caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hey, my brother, what would you like to say, inshallah?
I mean, I just want to say Jazakallah khair for the fantastic work you guys are doing. I first heard about Ethar about 5 years ago when I met Brother Sultan. May Allah bless him.
Ameen.
And I've never met a more humble and more sincere individual in my life, ever. Wherever I've traveled, wherever I've lived, nobody is as sincere as that. And someone with that heart behind such a project can only be successful. So when I met Sultan, I made a commitment to help Ethar in whatever way I could. And alhamdulillah, I'm really glad that you're doing this project for the well. And I was discussing with Sultan beforehand, and inshallah, I want to make a pledge to try to raise 45,000, inshallah.
Allahu Akbar. I just want just hold on for a second there. I want to replay that, yeah? So, can you just say again, bi'idhnillah, what your pledge is, bi'idhnillah? We ask Allah that He accepts it first and foremost from you, and that you're able to fulfill it. But can you just, can we do a rewind of that, please?
Yeah, I just want to pledge to try to raise the 45,000, inshallah, for the well.
Okay. We're going to need a big takbir and a big mashallah dua for this, but I want you to give the honor of saying takbir, and we'll say the Allahu Akbar, inshallah.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah, wallahi, Allah is the greatest. Subhanallah. It's, alhamdulillah, wallahi, you've quenched my thirst in my heart, wallahi, for this. Jazakumullahu khair. And do you know what? I'm going to set a second challenge. That is another brother out there who can match that. Because I know there's a lot of, mashallah, wealthy people out here. And wealthy in many aspects, but they have money. So who can come forward and say, do you know what, that brother put £45,000, he's going to raise that. I either want to help him, or I'm going to raise the next £45,000.
Is there any other message, my brother, you'd like to say, inshallah?
Just make dua, inshallah, for everyone, especially, I mean, we see what's happening in Pakistan at the moment. 700 people died in 2 days from the heat stroke. And that's in a city where you have infrastructure, and you've got technology, and then you see what's happening in places like Sudan and Eritrea. But just remember everybody in the du'as. There's many people. I mean, I only learned about Ethar 5 years ago when I met Sultan. Blessed meeting with the brother. But there's so many places, so many Muslims dying everywhere, and I think this is just one niche we're trying to fulfill, and may Allah give us tawfiq to help and serve the ummah wherever they are. Wherever they're suffering.
Ameen. MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
As I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless you, to bless your wealth, your health, your family, inshaAllah ta'ala. May Allah reward you, Allah, in this month. And we'll ask all our brothers and sisters in the refugee camp, inshaAllah, to make dua for you. May Allah bless you, akhi. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah
khair.
Sheikh, will you take the next call, inshallah?
Subhanallah.
Will you take the next call, inshallah? Just if you say Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother, I'd like to donate £100, please.
Allahu Akbar.
Jazakallah khair, ukhti.
Jazakallah, tabarakallah.
Inshallah, I hope it helps.
Inshallah, may Allah increase the barakah in your wealth and your health, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair. Subhanallah, subhanallah. Yet again, we're getting more people calling in, brothers and sisters. Now it's your opportunity to take part. Whether you want to call in and speak with us, share your experience, share your story. SubhanAllah, there's more to Ethar than just the name, than just the situation. The brothers who are involved, the sisters who are involved, they all have their own particular stories. And SubhanAllah, the people who set it up, SubhanAllah, seem to be a people who are sincere. We ask Allah that He keeps them sincere and He accepts it from them. But it's your opportunity to take part. 0121 309 2030. That's the number you need to call. £30 can save 10 people. £300 saves 100 people. £3,000, it saves 1,000 people. Or maybe Allah has blessed you this night. £45,000 will save 15,000 people. Bi-idhnillah, for the rest of their life, where they'll go from this water here, which is clean for them, and they'll go to this. What we will drink, what we will make wudu with. So let's make that change. Please, please do come forward. 0121 309 2030. MashaAllah, tabarakallah.
Just to emphasize the importance of water in those particular areas, one of Ethar Relief's major plans or long-term plans is to focus on microfinance and enabling the refugees to grow their own stuff, to grow their food and sell it and make income and circulate the whole khair, inshallah, amongst the people within the camps. And the gates the key that will open this gate for us is water, subhanAllah, because that's the only thing that would enable those people, those refugees, to earn and to harvest and to grow and provide for the rest of the camps, inshallah. So don't underestimate the donation that you can make, that you make towards the water project, because wallahi, if you are sincere, Allah will bless you in your wealth and your health and your kids and your family, inshallah. And I pray to Allah that whoever donates and those that don't donate get to the highest rank of paradise. Jazakumullah khair.
A quick question that I wanted to ask. This mega well that we wanted to build for 45,000, I believe you're going to have to give us some idea how deep are we sort of digging, how long does it sort of take to develop, and then I'm sure there's many people out there who are thinking maybe £45,000 a lot of money. I've only got maybe 5,000. With 5,000 or with 1,000, can I make a hand pump? Can I make a well in maybe another refugee camp? What can they do with maybe smaller amounts? Can we set up smaller wells?
The nature of the land in large part of Sudan is you have to dig deep to get the water. It's a deep well.
We're talking hundreds of meters.
Hundreds of meters.
Maybe like a kilometer or
absolutely,
further.
Absolutely. And because those refugee camps are in remote area as well,
yes.
The companies that contracted to go and they do cost money. That's why the cost sometimes it costs that amount of money, because it's not easy. It's companies who deal with petrol and stuff that you need to bring them to do that job. But having said that, in some part of Sudan, near Kassala, where the land is a little softer, there are projects that Ethar can sponsor, which can be done for £5,000 to £6,000. Okay, but this is where this is not the majority refugees where they live. Unfortunately, they live in a remote area. Yes, they live in a remote area. Like Salta, this is isolated area, and they cannot be in town. They cannot move into the towns, and they cannot go back to their country. It's still in war in Eritrea. It's not settled, and they are not Sudanese. They are still in refugee status. And subhanAllah, it's no land situation at the moment, and they struggle every single day. But bringing the point what Brother Mu'tasim said, this goes beyond drinking, making wudu, and having shower and brushing your teeth. In fact, those refugees, they can benefit from the lands around them, because at the moment there is no life, no cows, no animals, because there is no water. But imagine if you got the water, then life start to revive around them. SubhanAllah. It's a change.
It's the change of life.
Absolutely.
To living.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And Allah says,
Absolutely.
وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ
كُلَّ شَيْءٍ
شَيْءٍ
حَيٍّ.
And from water we have created every living thing. So if you implement that in the refugee camps, subhanAllah, it will make a huge difference in the life of every single one of them.
And let me give you an example, because just about 3 years ago, Ethar implemented...
Can you give this example?
Yes.
Can we take the call, inshallah? Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Muhammad Al-Sayagh, and I want to donate £30 for the water project.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Brother.
Hi, my brother.
Please take the call.
Assalamu alaikum, Muhammad.
Wa alaikum assalam.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good.
Alhamdulillah, you ready to donate? Yeah, £30. Is that all you got? No, Jazakallah khair. Barakallah feek, Muhammad.
Jazakallah khair.
Give salam to mom and dad.
Okay, inshallah. I can do that yourself when you get home.
Okay.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Jazakumullah khair. Before you go, please, 10 people, hit them up on WhatsApp, send them a text message, make that call, ask them to give £30. That's £300, 100 people that we can look after. 100 people we can look after, bi'idhnillah. So try to get those 10 people to give that £30, and make sure you do call the donation hotline, which I'm sure you know already, but 0121 903 2030.
We have another caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, my sister, what would you like to say?
Hi, I'm calling on behalf of Idris Foundation.
Okay, mashallah.
We recently set up a charity to fundraise for hard-working charities such as Ethar.
MashaAllah. Sister, if I could just ask you, if you can just speak up slightly more.
Sure.
Jazakallah khair.
I'm calling on behalf of Idris Foundation.
Yes, mashallah.
We recently set up a charity to help fundraise for hard-working charities such as Ethar.
MashaAllah.
We're proud to have been fundraising for them since the start of Ramadan.
MashaAllah.
And we're hoping that we're going to sponsor a number of projects.
MashaAllah.
And I'm urging everyone that's watching your program to really shed light on this crisis. They really desperately need our help, not just from the Eritrean community, but also from the Muslim community as a whole. We are already beginning to fundraise not only in the UK but internationally as well.
Inshallah.
And we're hoping to pass on this good news to Ethar and to yourselves.
MashaAllah. Jazakumullah khair.
Let me shed a light on Idris Foundation. I know this brother Imad and the brothers who are running the charity. I met them, subhanAllah. The way they started the charity is amazing. When their father passed away, rahmatullah alayhi, may Allah shower him with his mercy, they discovered actually that there was some money going out from his account into charities, and they were kind of, subhanallah, they were pleased and surprisingly, they were pleased in a surprising way to see their father was sponsoring a number of projects in those refugee camps, educational, food and all that, subhanallah. And they decided to honor the work he was doing. They set up this charity, wonderful charity. And one of the brothers who visited the refugee camps, he told a story, subhanallah, is very, very touching story. He made arrangement to visit those refugee camps. And as he was visiting, subhanallah, by chance, he wasn't meant to visit one of the houses, but the plan was to visit 12 places, and one of the places the person wasn't there or the family wasn't there, so they have to visit another house. And he met there this blind man with 6 children, and this blind man was sitting in his house, happily, no complaining, looking after his 6 children. And Brother Imad, when he came closer to this man, he said, "Father, do you need anything?" And the man, he said, "Alhamdulillah, I'm fine." And then he whispered something in his ear. He said, "Just for my dignity, I wish I had a toilet. Those little hut, there's no toilet." He said, "It breaks my heart every time somebody has to take me out to do what I have to do." SubhanAllah, he said, "I wish there was a toilet." We don't have toilet. There's no facility. And this man, SubhanAllah, he didn't stop there. Wallah, he made sure this man was taken to the town to be checked his eyes. And SubhanAllah, the good news was, in a month's time, by the time this brother came back to London, he worked in Spain, he was told this man is being cured from the illness that he had in his eyes, SubhanAllah. And it was simple. As we said, a lot of the problems in this refugee camps are simple, can be resolved. And SubhanAllah, this man made the effort to go there. May Allah bless Brother Imad and his family and his friends. They are doing a great job. They are promoting a lot of the charity work we do in Alhamdulillah. And tonight, I'm sure their network, Alhamdulillah, is promising a lot, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khair, Brother Imad, and all the brothers and sisters in Idris Foundation. MashaAllah. May Allah bless them.
We have a caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Wa alaikum assalam. So what's your name?
My name is Muhammad Hasnain.
You're going to have to say that last part again. Your name Muhammad Hasnain?
Yes.
And you're calling from?
I'm a Slough.
From Slough, mashallah. So, mashallah, what good news have you got for us? You sound really jolly, so hopefully you can make us happy.
I'm allowed to donate £30 from my own pocket money.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Mashallah. How old are you, Muhammad?
I'm 10 years old.
You're 10. Wow, mashallah. And it's from your own money, right?
Yeah.
MashaAllah. I ask Allah that He gives you a lot more pocket money, so you can give, MashaAllah, more in sadaqah, more in charity.
Can I please speak to Umar Yusuf?
Yeah, of course you can. He's right here.
Yes, Muhammad.
I'm really a good fan of yours, and I really love your nasheed.
MashaAllah.
You know, Muhammad, the thing is that whenever people say they're fans of me, you're not my fans, you are my brothers. You are my supporters. That's what I love you for. I love you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And can I please read one verse of your nasheed, which is called
Allahu Akbar, yes.
No, let's say not one line, one verse in a chorus, right? So which one was it?
Aisha radiallahu anhu.
Allahu Akbar.
Bismillah. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman.
Go for it.
But I have a condition, Muhammad. If I do this, inshallah, will you go to your mother and father and say, "Mom, Dad, you have to give £30 now, inshallah, to this course"?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, inshallah. Bismillah. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman.
Brothers and sisters of the world and all humanity, there is a lady that we adore, the mother of believers, the special one. Oh, Aisha, Aisha radiyallahu anha, Aisha, Aisha radiyallahu anha.
Are you happy with that, Muhammad?
More.
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, that was very good.
So Muhammad, listen, if you can do that, if you can get both your mum and your dad to give £30 each,
yeah.
If you call back and say, "My mum and dad are giving £30,
I'll do another nasheed as well.
maybe we can get some more of that.
Nasheed for you, inshallah. Okay?
Yeah, is that a deal?
That's a deal.
Okay, Bismillah. Well, I'm waiting for you to call back then, inshallah, and then we can get some more of those vocals and the nasheeds coming out, mashallah, mashallah.
We have a next caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum.
What's your name?
Abdurrahman.
How old are you, Abdurrahman?
I'm 9.
MashaAllah, mashallah, 9 years old. So, what would you like to tell us? What would you like to share with us?
I would like to donate £100.
Allah Akbar, mashallah. And is any messages, or would you like to speak to somebody?
My message is to make dua for me, my family and the whole ummah, and for me to memorize the whole Quran.
We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ya akhi, to help you and support you to memorize the whole Quran, to be from Ahl al-Quran, the people of the Quran. That's being guided, you read it, you understand it, you follow it, you teach it, inshallah ta'ala. And it will be by your birth, inshallah, to Jannah, ya Rabbil Alameen.
And may your parents be proud of you on the day of judgment for knowing the Quran, inshallah. Jazakallah khair.
Wallahi, this is maybe been one of my most joyous calls, mashallah, that we have our young people who want to be people of Quran.
We have one caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam. My name is Isa Hussain.
MashaAllah.
How old
And
are
I'm
you?
from Manchester.
Yes.
And I want to give £300.
£300,
Allah,
MashaAllah. How old are you?
10.
You're 10,
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. And you're going to be giving £300.
Yeah.
Okay, MashaAllah. So would you like to speak to anybody here, maybe Mr. Umar here, or would you like to send a message out to maybe your family or your friends?
Do dua for my parents.
MashaAllah.
So inshallah, share the dua, inshallah.
We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, young man, to bless your parents, inshallah ta'ala, to give them health and to guide you all, inshallah ta'ala, and you, inshallah, to be their reason to be proud, Yawm al-Qiyamah, in the judgment day, to be, inshallah, their ticket, inshallah, to Jannah. Be good, inshallah, memorize Quran, make dua for them, inshallah, and you will be their ticket to Jannah, inshallah ta'ala, ya akhi.
Inshallah.
Barakallah feek.
Thank you very much. MashaAllah, we're getting lots of young callers calling in and they're donating. Maybe it's an opportunity for some of our elders to call in and let's be the example for some of those youngsters, MashaAllah. They're being the example for us. 0121 903 2030. MashaAllah. Brother Mutasim, hopefully I've said that right.
Yes,
Absolutely.
MashaAllah.
We have to go for Isha, inshallah.
Okay,
So,
okay,
brothers and sisters, we're going to go for Isha, inshallah. But please, the donation line will not close, inshallah. So please do call 0121 309 0230, please. And we'll see you after the Isha, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.